We evolved from
apes.
But that's a mechanism. That doesn't explain how the universe came into being. Evolution starts from organisms, isn't it? So how did the universe come into being?
How do you say the universe came into being?
I believe God created it. I believe our definition.
One day like this?
No, of course not. So
7 days?
let me answer.
Alright.
So the Islamic conception of God is that He is one, independent, does not beget, nor is He begotten, and there's none like Him. That's our conception of God. Now you said evolution. Now evolution doesn't explain how the universe started.
So explain it to me.
Well, I'll tell you.
Alright.
You cannot have an infinite regress of dependent things. For example, would you agree that you are dependent and not independent?
I'm asking for your answers.
I gave you my answer. Is God, and then I gave you the definition of God.
That's it?
Yes, God created everything. We are dependent on God. God is a necessary being.
How
He
long
then
did
sent.
it take him?
Sorry?
How long did it take her?
Him or her or it. But the thing is, what do you think about what I've said to you? Because if I give you 7 answers and you don't tell me your position, we're just going in
No, I just
an infinite
don't
regress.
understand what you're saying. You're saying God created the world. How did He do that?
Do you accept that there is a God? Let's start with that premise.
I don't know.
What's your position?
I don't know.
Because you said evolution as the beginning.
But I don't have any answers.
Okay.
I'm looking to you for answers.
Okay, no problem. So if I was to tell you about the beginning, yeah, there is an argument. Yeah, there is an argument that postulates, for example, you and me, do you accept that we exist and that there is existence?
Yeah.
And there's 3 types of existence.
Unless it's a dream.
Do you believe it's a dream?
I don't, but it could be.
Okay, but you don't believe, so let's just go with your current understanding. Right. So there is something that is independent, there's something that's dependent, and there is something that's an impossible existence. So these are the 3 types of existences. Is there a 4th that maybe you can enlighten me?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So as human beings and as the things that we see around us, would you say that these things are dependent or independent? The tree, yourself, and just everything. Dependent. Now my argument is that you cannot have an infinite regress of dependent things. There has to be an end to that chain.
Which started.
That's a necessary being.
So you're saying the basic initial
Is a necessary being.
is God?
Let me say it again.
I don't understand.
Let me just say it again.
Maybe you understand.
Yeah, the end of the causal chain or the end of contingencies and dependencies is a necessary being.
But listen, this is a belief. I can't argue with a belief.
It's not a belief.
You believe there is a God. Prove it.
I'm not even talking about a God yet. We're talking about the fundamentals, a necessary being. You're conflating the two. This is a philosophical discussion where we say that if you accept that there is existence and you believe everything around you is dependent, if you extrapolate this, you cannot have an infinite regress. Do you believe there can be an infinite regress of dependent things?
I don't know.
Let me